الصراط, the bridge. Okay, now. النار يعرضون عليها غدوا وعشيا ويوم تقوم الساعة وادخلوا آل فرعون أشد العذاب. The fire, they are exposed to it morning and evening. And the day, the hour appears, it will be said, make the people of Pharaoh enter the severest punishment. أنا شفت واحد الترجمات قالوا the fire they will be exposed to it, but that they are exposed to it.
they will be exposed. النار يعرضون عليه.
هذه مو دليل عذاب القبر؟ معناها الآن يحدث صح؟
نعم.
يعني في أحد مترجمين درجة القرآن the fire they will be exposed to it. يعني معناها إنه ما أعرف إذا فيها نفي لعذاب القبر، يعني قال they will be exposed to it، ما قال they are exposed to it now. بس هم جيد. The fire they are exposed to it morning and evening, and the day the hour appears, make the people of Pharaoh enter the severest punishment. The Prophet ﷺ said about the punishment of the grave, if it were not the reason that you would stop burying your dead in the graves on listening to the torment in the grave which I am listening to, I would have certainly made you hear that. Sahih Muslim. The blessing in the grave is for the true believers. Allah says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا. A hadith narrated by one of the Sahaba radiallahu anhu states, Anas bin Malik narrated, Allah's Apostle said, when Allah's slave is put in his grave and his companions return and he even hears their footsteps, two angels come to him and make him sit and ask, what did you use to say about this man, i.e. Muhammad? The faithful believer will say, I testify that he is Allah's slave and his apostle.
We did this yesterday.
لا أنا ما أظن. قرأنا الحديث تبع البراء بن عازب على ما أعتقد. هذا أنس بن مالك. When Allah's slave is put in the grave and his companions return and he even hears their footsteps, two angels come to him, make him sit up and ask, what did you use to say about this man, Muhammad? The faithful believer will say, I testify that he's Allah's slave and his apostle. Then they will say to him, look at your place in the hellfire. Allah has given you a place in paradise instead of it. So he will see both his places. Qatada said, we were informed that his grave would be made spacious. Sahih Bukhari. All these things are true, but they are part of the unseen. What Allah has revealed to us is true, and what the Prophet ﷺ conveyed to us is true. We do not ask how, because as stated before, it is of the unseen. Do not say, I went to bury my aunt and I did not see the walls of
my aunt.
I did not. I went to bury my aunt and I did not see the walls of the grave moving. I went to bury my uncle and I did not see anything happening to him, etc. I'll give you a very simple example. Two people will be asleep in the same room, and one of them will be having a horrible dream, while the other will see himself in the dream having a good time, eating good food. At the same time, a third person can be awake in the same room, reading a book, while none of them will be aware of the experience of the others. The one having a bad dream can wake up, checking his body as a result of the horrible experiences in his dream, while the one who had the pleasant dream about eating might wake up licking his lips, as if he could still...
His lips or his fingers?
His lips.
What's the proper way?
You lick your fingers.
Can you lick your lips?
Maybe hot fingers? While the one who had the pleasant dream about eating might wake up licking his fingers as if he could still taste the food in his mouth. The one who sat reading the book may look at the others and ask, what is going on, guys? And no one will know anything of the other person's experience. Also, you cannot deny and say, no, you did not see anything. The person in the grave will see and feel everything, and the how is irrelevant because Allah says, كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله. All of them, the Prophet, the companions, and all the believers, they believe and confirm what was revealed from Allah without asking how, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. Who are the muttaqeen? الذين يؤمنون بالغيب. Those who believe in the unseen. Surah Al-Baqarah. The unseen is real, but cannot be seen, at least not in this life. It is only a matter of death that will cause you to see it. You'll be able to see the angels and everything. Even in this life, Allah could make Himself noticeable to everybody. But what is the point? If Allah makes Himself noticeable to us physically, if I may use this term, everybody will be a believer and there will be no more kuffar. If we were to see only one angel, we would be so terrified. If I could see Malak al-Maut, the angel of death, when he comes to take my grandfather, this will be it. I would probably die at the sight of him. There will be no more tests if these things could be seen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a veil between us and the unseen. You cannot see music, but it exists as frequency traveling through the air. Once you turn on the radio or TV, you can hear or see them. Some things cannot be seen directly because our vision has not been designed to see certain things as a mercy from Allah and also as a test for us. So everything related to the unseen, we believe in it without an inch of a doubt. Let us finish the rest of the hadith mentioned above, which is found in the collection of Imam Ahmad and Abu Dawood rahmatullahi alayhima. In regards to the believer in his grave, after he truthfully answers the questions in the grave, then a crier will call from heaven, "My servant has spoken the truth, so spread a bed for him from paradise, clothe him from paradise, and open a door for him into paradise. So some of its air and perfume will come to him, and a space will be made for him as far as the eye can see." The Shaykh rahmatullahi alayhi has stated that the belief in the Day of Judgment has many benefits. The first benefit is the awakening of a desire to perform acts of obedience and the striving to accomplish them in hopes of gaining reward from Allah on the last day. Why is Allah telling us about Jannah, hellfire, and the scale, and all these things? It is to give us motivation. We all need to fill the scale with blessings. The second benefit is that it arouses the fear of committing acts of disobedience. This will at least slow us down from doing what is haram, forbidden, and things that may cause us to have punishment inflicted upon us. The third benefit is that it comforts the believer over matters of this life that may escape him. The third benefit is that it comforts the believer over matters of this life that may escape him. It eases the burden one may feel towards things that have been lost in this life, such as a beloved one or wealth, etc. Thinking about the Day of Judgment causes one to reflect on being rewarded for their patience in this life, and this will be a means of comfort. There are many trials that we face in this life, but when we remember that the hereafter is much better and lasting, this will make our hearts feel at ease. The Shaykh mentions how the disbelievers deny the resurrection after death, claiming that it is impossible. This claim of theirs is in fact false and illogical. As for the legislation from Allah, Allah Almighty said, زَعْمَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَن لَّن يُبْعَثُوا قُلْ بَلَىٰ وَرَبِّي لَتُبْعَثُنَّ. Allah has shown His creation examples of the rising of the dead in this life in many surahs of the Quran, and you can look up just a few of these examples in the following verses. مذكورات من دون الآية، أرقام فقط.
Okay.
Surah Baqarah, verse 55, Surah Baqarah, verse 73, Surah Baqarah, verse 243, Surah Baqarah, verse 259. أضفنا من هذه الآيات لمبدأ
ممكن.
مع العربي والإنجليزي.
بعدين إن شاء الله اعمل علامة هناك يعني عشان نرجع عليها.
Another example which is obvious and observed by everyone is the dead land which Allah revives after there is nothing green on it. Allah sends rain and revives it. And people and cattle benefit from it. SubhanAllah. Allah is the one who created life. It is more difficult to create something for the first time than to rebuild the same thing again. Allah created the heavens and the earth and everything in it with no help. For Him to resurrect us is much easier than to create the first creation. وهو الذي يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده وهو أهون عليه. انتهى.
What's this?
خلاص. وهو آخر شيء وهو الذي يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده وهو أهون عليه. على ما أعتقد بعد هذا صار في أسئلة.
There's nothing else about the day of judgment?
لا هذا 13 صفحة.
because لأننا قرأنا كده.
ايه لأن احنا قرأنا من الوسط تقريبا. هذا أطول تقريبا أطول ملف.
Okay.
بس هذه يعني كان هيك التوقف مفاجئ. بس ممكن بعدين حضرتك تحط الخاتمة البسيطة. معناها بقي divine decree قدر. Inshallah, this class this morning concerns the